Hello everybody, welcome back to PW. My name is Vandana and this is Crack IELTS series. Now in today's lecture, we are going to dive deep into reading module and let's get started quickly. Okay, so waiting for the live. Alright, the live has started, Prabha. I'm glad you were waiting. Let's get the ball rolling now. And here we go. So we have got true false not given on the agenda. True false not given, which is one of the most common question types that you get in IELTS reading. So you get this question types many times in the first passage also, and several times this question this question type comes in the third passage also. So the level can get pretty advanced. And let's get started with this one. Now the basics are, see, I always say true false is something that all of us have done in school days also, but here we have an added category which is not given. So let's quickly understand the basics. Now the question statement, if whatever is written in the question statement, if that information matches with what is written in the passage, then of course this is going to be, the answer is going to be true. But if the information contradicts, that means if there is opposite information, so whatever is written in the question statement, you find the opposite information in the passage, then of course the answer is going to be false. But when exactly it's going to be not given? Not given is going to be such a case when there is no information on this. And mind you, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि पूरा का पूरा question missing है. Usually 1 or 2 words are playing the game. So it's just a game of 1 or 2 words which will be missing, because of which your answer would be not given. Okay, now let's understand the action plan here, which we have talked about in earlier sessions also. So let's be quick. Tell me something, when we talk about true false not given, will the questions focus on author's opinion or factual information? The answer is factual information. These questions are based on factual information. As far as author's opinion is concerned, there's a different question type for that, which is yes, no, not given. But what we are doing true, false, not given. So true, false, not given questions are based on the facts given in the passage. Moving on, are the questions in the same order as the information you need in the text? इसका सीधा सा मतलब ये है, are the answers going to be in sequence if you get true, false, not given? So what do you think? Do you think that the answers for true, false, not given will be in sequence? Or do you think it can be haphazard? Yes or no? Sequence will be followed or not? So the answer is yes. The sequence in yes, no, not given questions is followed. You will get the answers in sequence. All right. That's a big name, Kapativ. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. The next one. Will there always be at least one true, one false, and one not given answer? Very interesting question. Let's imagine. So what I am trying to say here is, let's imagine that you get 3 questions on the day of exam as your true, false, not given. Now, those 3 questions compulsory hai. It is compulsory that one of them will be true, one of them will be false, and one of them will be not given. ऐसा नहीं होगा that you are getting 2 true and 1 false and not given are missing. So all 3 answers are going to be there. 1 true, 1 false, and 1 not given minimum होगा ही होगा उसमें. Good afternoon. Very good afternoon. How is the day going on, Bhavya? How is it going? Right, and the last one, is there any answer in okay? Now tell me about this one. इसके बारे में आप बताओ. Is there an answer in every paragraph? क्या आपको हर paragraph में से answer मिलेगा? Tell me yes or no. Is there going to be an answer in every paragraph, guys? No. You may not get answers from all the paragraphs. Sequence follow होगी, but in the middle, 1 or 2 paragraphs might not have the answer. So, not all paragraphs would have the answer. Okay, now let's get started with the very first question. And okay, now this is the title of the passage I have taken for you today. Now the title here says, Our vanishing night, most city skies have become virtually empty of stars by Verlin Klinkenborg. So that's just the title. Now let's see the passage as well as the questions. And here you go. Let's take a look at the very first question. Here it says, few people recognize nowadays that human beings are designed to function best in daylight. Now I'm giving you 2 minutes. You quickly read this paragraph and post your answers here in the comment section in the chat box. So 2 minutes. 2 minutes means right now it's 6:05. I'll have your answers. We'll discuss your answers at exactly, sorry, not 6, 4:05. We'll discuss your answers at 4:07. Off you go. Come on, guys, let me see your answers. Okay, it's been 3 minutes now and I did not get any answer so far. So let's discuss this together. ठीक है? Question समझते हैं पहले. Let's have the highlighter here. Right. Okay, so see what the question says. Few people recognize nowadays that human beings are designed to function best in daylight. Okay, that's what the question says. Okay, I got an answer true. Let me see more answers. Come on. So isko padhte hain. It says if humans were truly at home under the light of the moon and stars, it would make no difference to us whether we were out and about at night or during the day. The midnight world as visible to us as it is to the vast number of nocturnal species on this planet. Quite a lengthy sentence and ये lengthy sentences ही आप लोगों को दुखी करते हैं. But let's move forward. Let's move forward to the relevant area. Next it says instead we are diurnal creatures. Diurnal means what? We are day creatures. हम लोग दिन के प्राणी हैं. They say we are diurnal creatures, meaning our eyes are adapted to living in the sun's light. Our eyes are adapted to living in the sun's light. This is a basic evolutionary fact, even though most of us don't think of ourselves as diurnal beings. Most of us don't think of ourselves as diurnal beings. Matlab, few of us recognize that yes, we are diurnal creatures. We work best during the daytime. But let's read forward. So it says, most of us don't think of ourselves as diurnal beings any more than as primates or mammals or earthlings. Yet it's the only way to explain what we have done to the night. So basically यहाँ पे बहुत clearly लिखा हुआ है, this is the relevant area, that we are diurnal creatures. Our eyes are adapted to living in the sun's light, and this is a basic evolutionary fact, even though most of us deny it. Most of us deny it means few people recognize that we function best in the daylight. So yes, as rightly posted by you. The answer is in a very crystal clear way true. Okay, but only 2 of you posted the answers. I need more answers now. So let's proceed and see question number 2 now. And here you go. So it says most, one sec. Right, most light pollution is caused by the direction of artificial lights rather than their intensity. So see what does it say, and we'll discuss your answers at exactly 4:12. You got 2 minutes, off you go. All right, I got one answer. What about the rest of you? And this question is super simple. Come on, let me see more answers. Time up, guys, time up. So, again, I got 2 answers, and yes, Bhavya and let's call you Cap, okay, the short form of your name. Both of you, once again, are absolutely correct. And well done, both of you. So glad you are giving me the right answers. Yes, this is also very clearly true. Let's understand for everybody. Now, the question says most light pollution is caused by direction. तो यहाँ पे ना THAN then आ रहा है. THAN then जब आ जाता है ना क्वेश्चन में, that means there is a comparison in the question. Comparison किसके बीच में हो रहा है? Let's understand. Question says most light pollution is caused by the direction of artificial lights. मतलब light pollution किससे होता है? Artificial lights की direction से, rather than the intensity. And the same thing is written over here. यहाँ पे देखो. After, right, from here it says light pollution is largely the result of bad lighting design. मतलब किस वजह से होता है? Lighting design की वजह से होता है, which allows artificial light to shine outward and upward into the sky where it is not wanted, instead of focusing it downward where it is. So why exactly light pollution is being caused? Because of this bad lighting design, and this bad lighting design, they are connecting it with the direction of the light. कि क्या direction है? It allows artificial light to shine outward and upward, कि इस direction में light shine होती है into the sky, instead of focusing downward. लेकिन downward चाहिए होती है उसकी direction, वहाँ पे focus करती नहीं है artificial lights. So in the passage also they are saying that light pollution is caused by direction of lights rather than their intensity. And the same thing is written here. Most light pollution is caused by the direction of artificial lights. Hence the answer is true. Let's move on and see the next one now. And here you go. Now, this question says, by 1800, the city of London had such a large population, it was already causing light pollution. Dekho. Now see and post your answers in the next 2 minutes. The rest of you who are not posting the answers, guys, गलतियां करके ही समझ में आएगा. So let me see your answers. Don't fear mistakes. Off you go. 2 minutes. Two minutes up and I got only one answer. Come on, the rest of you. Let me see more answers. चलो इसको समझते हैं. Let's understand this, right? Okay, so Bhavya says false. Let's understand. So the question here says, by 1800, the city of London had such a large population. यहाँ तक तो लिखा हुआ है passage में that London had large population. It's written right over here. It says, imagine walking toward London on a moonlit night around 1800 when it was one of Earth's most populous cities. So around 800, London was a very populated city. So this is written in the question also and it's written right here also. But उसके बाद क्या लिखा है वो भी देखेंगे. आगे क्या लिखा है? It was so populated that it was already causing light pollution. मतलब by this year 1800, लंदन इतना ज़्यादा populated था कि वो light pollution cause कर रहा था इस साल में. अभी आ रहे हैं उसके ऊपर. Not given क्यों नहीं है उसको समझते हैं. So come back to the question. Question क्या कह रहा है? That by this year 1800, London इतनी populated city थी that it was already causing light pollution. पर ऐसा नहीं है. The passage says yes, it was populated, but आगे देखो क्या लिखा है. Let's just highlight this for you. So it says one of the most populous cities. आगे देखो क्या लिखा है. Nearly a million people lived there. इतना populated था that nearly a million people lived there, making do as they always had with candles and lanterns. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? Making do as they always had with candles and lanterns. That means ये पॉपुलेटेड सिटी ज़रूर थी पर ये लोग अपना काम कैसे चलाते थे? ये अपना काम चलाते थे लैंटर्न्स एंड कैंडल्स यूज़ करके. आगे देखो क्या लिखा है. दिस इज द मेन पंच लाइन. यहाँ पे लिखा है देयर वुड बी नो गैस लाइट्स इन द स्ट्रीट्स और स्क्वायर्स फॉर अनदर 7 years. दैट मीन्स फॉर अनदर 7 years. दैट मीन्स 1807 तक अभी और कोई आर्टिफिशियल लाइट्स आने भी नहीं वाली थी. लेकिन क्वेश्चन क्या कह रहा है कि 1800 तक ऑलरेडी लंदन वॉज कॉजिंग लाइट पोल्यूशन. बट द पैसेज सेज दैट नो, दिस पुअर पीपल दे वर यूजिंग कैंडल्स एंड लैंटर्न्स, जो कि 1807 तक चलने वाला था. फॉर अनदर 7 years दिस वॉज गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू. That is why our answer here is false. So well done, Bhavya. Absolutely correct. You got it. And what about you, Cap, who was saying why not given? Did you get it that why not given? समझ में आया कि false क्यों होगा ये? I hope so. Chalo, let's move ahead to question number 4 now. It says, the fishermen of the South Atlantic are unaware of the light pollution they are causing. So, dekho, let's give you 2 minutes for this one and we'll discuss your answers at exactly 4:22. Off you go. All right, Cap. All right. Yes, that's also correct, Bhavya. They said light pollution would have made no sense. That's also relevant, correct sentence. Okay, guys, now focus on this one. All right, time up, guys. Time up. I got only one answer so far. What about the rest of you? बहुत सिंपल सी चीज़ है देखो. Okay, only Bhavya and Cap are posting the answers. What about the rest of you? देखो, जो लोग आंसर्स पोस्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं ना, either you guys are doing over analysis. जितना over analysis करोगे ना, उतना confuse होगे. करना क्या है? You just need to focus on the relevant area. How do we find the relevant area? Look, till here the passage is talking about US and Japan, whereas our question is about South Atlantic. And here we have got the South Atlantic. That means this is our relevant area. Okay, keywords आपके लिए मैंने already highlight किए हुए हैं. So let's now understand the answer. Question says the fishermen of, let's take the highlighter. Right. The fishermen of the South Atlantic are unaware. Unaware means उनको पता ही नहीं है. Unaware of the light pollution they are causing. उनकी वजह से जो light pollution हो रहा है, उनको पता ही नहीं है कि they are causing the light pollution. So here, yes, they are talking about South Atlantic, and yes, they are talking about fishermen also. But what about these people being unaware of light pollution? Let's see कि क्या ऐसा कुछ लिखा है. So the passage says, in the South Atlantic, the glow from a single fishing fleet, squid, fishermen luring their prey with metal halide lamps, can be seen from space, burning brighter on occasions than Buenos Aires. That's it. बस इतना ही लिखा है. That the lamps they are using to lure fish is I mean, these lamps, they burn very bright, so bright that they can be seen right from the universe, right from the space above. But what about these fishermen being aware or unaware of the light pollution? ठीक है, light pollution तो कर रहे हैं ये लोग because they are using very bright lamps. But the question says they are unaware. So we do not have any information on this word. We don't know whether these fishermen are aware that yes, we are causing the light pollution, or whether they are unaware that okay, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं लिखा, right? So only because of this one word, our answer is not given. And that's exactly what I meant to say earlier, that not given का मतलब ये नहीं है कि पूरा question ही missing होगा. It's usually a game of one or two words because of which the answer is not given. Is unable to attend last couple of classes due to today it's Thursday, and yes, we had a class last week also. Wednesday को class थी, but Thursday तो आज है. So we are having this class, and last week also we had 2 lives. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Here you go. For this one, चलो ठीक है, highlight कर देते हैं. It's okay. So let's read the question together. It says, shadows from the planet Venus are more difficult to see at certain times of year. Just see if it's written or not. So I'm giving you 2 minutes for that. And we'll check your answers at exactly 4:28. Off you go. All right, 2 minutes up. What about the rest of you? Let's understand. Okay, so cap says not given. Let's understand the answer here. Okay, so the question says shadows from the planet Venus are more difficult to see. ठीक है, planet Venus की भी बात हो रही है passage में, shadows की भी बात हो रही है. It's not easy to see these shadows, ऐसा भी कुछ बोला गया है. And then they are saying that these shadows from planet Venus are more difficult to see at certain times of year. कि साल में कुछ दिन ऐसे होते हैं जब ये शैडोज जो होती हैं प्लैनेट वीनस की वो ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाती हैं ऑब्जर्व करनी. दैट्स व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज सेइंग. नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द पैसेज एंड द आंसर. सो इसके लिए स्टार्टिंग से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. देखो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है. इन मोस्ट सिटीज द स्काई लुक्स एज दो इट हैज़ बीन एम्प्टीड ऑफ स्टार्स एंड टेकिंग देयर प्लेस इज अ कॉन्स्टेंट ऑरेंज ग्लो. ऐसा लगता है कि स्टार्स ही नहीं है स्काई में, उसकी जगह एक ऑरेंज ग्लो आ गया. We have become so used to this that the glory of an unlit night, dark enough for the planet Venus to throw shadows on Earth, is wholly beyond our experience, beyond memory almost. इसका क्या मतलब है कि हम इस ऑरेंज ग्लो जो आर्टिफिशियल लाइट से आ रहा है, हम उसके इतने यूज टू हो गए हैं, हमें उसकी इतनी आदत पड़ गई है that this kind of shadow that planet Venus throws on Earth इज बियॉन्ड आवर एक्सपीरियंस. कि हमने ये शेडोज कभी एक्सपीरियंस ही नहीं करी हैं, बियॉन्ड मेमोरी ऑलमोस्ट. और अगर कभी एक्सपीरियंस करी हैं तो हमें अब वो याद नहीं है. इट्स बियॉन्ड आवर मेमोरी. एंड येट अबव द सिटीज पेल सीलिंग लाइज रेस्ट ऑफ द यूनिवर्स utterly undiminished by the light we waste. or universe is utterly undiminished by the artificial light we are using. That's all that is written here. But what exactly the question says? That the shadows thrown by planet Venus on Earth, here you go, are more difficult to see at certain times of the year. पैसेज क्या कह रहा है, हमने तो ये शैडोज कभी देखी ही नहीं है और ऐसा कुछ नहीं लिखा हुआ कि दीज शैडोज आर मोर डिफिकल्ट, कि इन शैडोज को ऑब्जर्व करना ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है किसी किसी टाइम पे. So because of this, the answer should be not given. Okay? Because of this, the answer should be not given. Did you get it, Bhavya? Because you posted true. Let me know if there's any query in your mind about this question. All right, let's move forward to the question number 6 now. And here you go. It says, let's change the color. It says, in some Swiss valleys, my bad, guys, just a sec. In some Swiss valleys, the total number of bats declined rapidly after the introduction of street lights. Take a look, guys, and post your answers in the next 2 minutes. The statement introduced new information, times of year that is not discussed in the text. Yes, correct, Cap. You got this. Okay, so moving on, let's now focus on question number 6. We'll discuss your answers at exactly 4:33 in just about 2 minutes. Off you go. All right, let's understand. So I got only 2 answers. What about the rest of you? Okay, here we go. Now the question is talking about, basically question किसके ऊपर focus कर रहा है? The question is focusing on bats, right? Now if you see here, this sentence is about insects, whereas this sentence is about mammals, rodents as in rats, and badgers and basically other animals. That means what's the relevant area? This is clearly the relevant area, and they're talking about Swiss valleys here, just like the question is also talking about it. Now the question says, in some Swiss valleys, the number of bats declined rapidly. The total number of bats declined rapidly. तो ये true के तो chance ही नहीं है यहाँ पे. ट्रू का तो यहाँ पे चांस ही नहीं है. देखो ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वर्ड फॉर वर्ड सब कुछ मेंशन होगा, बट लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड, इट्स ओके. ट्रू का तो यहाँ पे कोई चांस ही नहीं है, बिकॉज द क्वेश्चन सेज दैट द टोटल नंबर ऑफ बैट्स डिक्लाइंड, कि इनका नंबर कम हो गया, डिक्लाइंड रैपिडली आफ्टर द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ स्ट्रीट लाइट्स. यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? In some Swiss valleys, the European lesser horseshoe bat began to vanish. ठीक है, ये गायब होने लगे. यहाँ तक पढ़ के ऐसे लगता है कि the numbers were declining, but आगे पढ़ते हैं. That these bats began to vanish after street lights were installed. यहाँ तक पढ़ के बिल्कुल ट्रू लग रहा है, लेकिन आगे देखो क्या लिखा है. Perhaps because those valleys were suddenly filled with light feeding pipistrelle bats. तो उसकी जगह कोई दूसरी स्पीशी आ गई थी. उसकी जगह पे कोई दूसरी स्पीशी आ गई थी. So the question says that the numbers decline, but the passage says no, numbers did not decline. एक स्पीशी अगर डाउन गई तो उसकी जगह दूसरी स्पीशी ने ले ली. द नंबर्स दिस यहाँ पे देखो कि ये वर्ड कहाँ पे क्या लिखा है. बिकॉज दोज वैलीज वर सडनली फिल्ड विद those valleys were suddenly filled with light feeding pipistrelle bats. Now tell me what should be the answer. अगर वो एक स्पीशी का नंबर डाउन गया और उस स्पीशी की जगह दूसरी स्पीशी आ गई, दैट मीन्स नंबर डाउन नहीं गया ना. और क्वेश्चन कह रहे हैं नंबर डाउन गया, विच इज वाई द आंसर इज फॉल्स गाइज. नंबर डाउन नहीं गया. द आंसर इज फॉल्स. ओके, एंड आई थिंक right. So the answer for this one is false. I hope that made sense to everybody. And this was also the last question. We covered 6 questions in today's session. Yes, Vipul. The answer was false for number 6. Correct. And that's about it, guys. I hope I was able to help you in some little way. And I'll see you in the next session next week. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.